Action and the Shalom Center.
Thank you, Johnny. The good news is I am the last speaker. The better news is I will be short. So take a deep breath. It's coming to the end. Shalom, salam, peace, shanti. We're here for peace. Shalom, salam, shanti, peace. Those are common greetings because peace is a basic human desire and a basic human right. Peace is the fundamental requisite to lead one's life. And in a democracy, the people have the right to decide when to go to the war, not the king president. That is why we are here. Because polls show that a large, very large majority of American people do not want military intervention in Iran, and we have to make that loud and clear. When I say no war, you say no kings. When I say no kings, you say no war. No war. No kings. No war. No kings. We are acting in the interest of the majority of the American people. We are here to urge Congress to invoke the War Powers Resolution Act, which was passed in the waning days of the war in Vietnam. I remember that, struggled well to make that happen. When another lawless president, Nixon, tried to use the cover of war to subvert the Constitution, just like this president is. It's a mundane act, but you still can call our senators Fetterman and McCormick and tell them to support the War Powers Act. And tell them to support Bernie Sanders' act, which will prohibit the use of federal funds for military force. Make those phone calls. That's what you can actually do. While you're at it, you should call the Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, and the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries. You are allowed to call them too and tell them to fight for the War Powers Resolution Act. When the most lawless president in modern history is contemplating waging a lawless war, then they are not really serious about defending America's Constitution. We have to pressure them to do that. Democratic leaders should be holding news conferences, addressing mass protests, even bringing Congress to a standstill. Call on them to do that. I was talking to my friend a little while ago, Reverend Lyndon Noonan, who said this war, this proposed intervention is the height of patriarchy. Just listen to them to talk about the penetrating bomb, male penetration. This war is the ultimate rape fantasy of American imperialists. We need to be paying more attention to militarization, because militarization is what kings do. The rise of kingship historically is synonymous with militarization, the creation of armies. Trump's deployment of the National Guard, sending Marines to LA, those are all pieces of militarization. This is what is happening here. And let me invoke a different king for a moment. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who taught us about the triplets of evil, racism, poverty, and militarization. We often forget that he warned us about the increased militarization of America. We cannot separate the possible bombing of Iran from the sending of troops into LA. Using military force to solve problems is not what we want. But militarization is integrally related to the budget fight in Congress right now. Nearly half of the discretionary spending of the United States budget is the defense budget. The current proposal is the largest defense budget in U.S. history, nearly $1 trillion. If we cut back on building bombers and bombs, there's enough money for Medicaid, Medicare, and scores of other programs to support the health and well-being this country. No bombs to Israel, no bombing of Iran, Medicare for all. Diplomacy and negotiation are how international problems are solved. Reports are that the U.S. and Iran negotiators were very close to a deal. That is perhaps why Netanyahu chose this moment to attack Iran. We have to stop aiding and abetting the international crimes that the Israeli government is committing. No bombs to Israel, no bombing of Iran, Medicare for all. Shalom, salam, shanti, power to the peacemakers.